Every single season, Dollar Tree brings an entire selection of ribbon, and fall is no exception. I love all the designs that they bring. They're great for crafting and they're great to use them in sometimes unexpected ways. I have all of these left over from last year's stash, and I'm going to take one of these wired pumpkin wreath forms and we're going to use it in a very different way. We're going to start placing these ribbon all over the wreath form one at a time, starting at the bottom and work our way up. Now I'm going to speed it up quite a bit here for you because it did take a little long, but it's so satisfying and it's so enjoyable to do. I'm going to hot glue as needed where it needs it. And then on each end, I'm just going to hot glue it, sometimes even curl it just a little bit to make sure it looks nice and neat. And then we're just going to keep stacking all the ribbons one on top of each other. I'm going to try to create a pattern. Now, all of these ribbon have different designs and different color schemes, but when you put them together in a nice pattern, it really does work and it looked gorgeous. So again, I'm going to speed it up quite a bit here for you. But the key here, we just want to place one ribbon at a time and then making sure that we're zigzagging in between the wire, skipping the opposite wire from the bottom ribbon. So that way they're all zigzagging in different ways. There you go. So as you can see, I just kept stacking them on top of each other and then using whatever ribbon really complements the other. Now we're going to take some nautical rope from Dollar Tree and we're just going to wrap it around the upper stem. Now this stem is a little short, so what I'm going to do is once I reach the top, I'm going to keep going, making it a little longer as well as making it thinner as it goes higher. That way it's going to finish it up nice and easy, and it's just going to make it just a little longer for me. Then the little tiny end, we're just going to dig in right there in the center and then hot glue as needed. Now it's going to need some florals. Now because the ribbon is so much design, it's colorful, it's bright, it's busy, I'm going to keep the florals in a neutral tone. So we're just going to use this beige sunflower and then some greenery dangling down. These are both from Dollar Tree, and that's it. We're not going to add anything else, although you can if you'd like. It's up to you. But I like the way it looks with the neutral florals and just the greenery. These ribbon are so fun. This is a great way to use your leftover ribbon and just pieces that are leftover. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take the stacked pumpkin from last year and we're going to remove all of them from each other. Now, I do like the design. It's cute, but it's not my style. So we're going to remove everything, including the skewer sticks that were holding them together. I'm going to use my blade knife to just whiten the hole on the top. And we're just going to use a screwdriver just to remove some of the foam. I do want that top portion to be nice and wide. I don't have a yellow ribbon, so I'm going to use this leftover fabric that I have. And I'm going to create my own ribbon, hot gluing as needed to create longer strips. These are just going to be about maybe 2-inch, give or take. Once I have them in place, it's just time to start wrapping it around the pumpkin. So I'm going to start one end, wrapping it underneath, bringing it back on top, cutting as needed and hot gluing as needed, making sure that all the ends are nice and tucked in the hole that we made on the top, and continue to do that until the entire pumpkin is covered. And this is what it's looking like. So cute. All right, we're going to do the same exact thing with the medium-sized one. And this time we're going to use an orange ribbon. I want this pumpkin stack to have a little bit of a candy corn look. So we're going to go with the yellow, orange, and then white. Same thing with this one. We're just going to keep cutting as needed, hot gluing, and really digging it right there in the center so that all the strips are nice and tucked in there. And once again, we're going to do the same thing with the little tiny pumpkin, whiten that hole at the top, and then we're going to use white ribbon on this one, and again, covering the entire thing. So easy and so fun. It really was fun. So now, of course, we gotta stack them back on together. So we're just gonna use hot glue, and we're gonna use the skewer stick that came with it just for that bottom too, because they are a little heavier and larger. For the top one, we're just gonna hot glue it in place. It's nice and light. Now I want to use some texture and design, so I'm going to use some of these leaf that I have just left over from other projects. A larger one there on the bottom and then a smaller one on the top. And this is kind of what it looks like, just so that you have a more clear view. But it does missing something, so I'm just going to add some of these picks from Dollar Tree. They add that nice orange tone and then just a simple orange flower right there on the top. Now for the stem, we do want to add something more realistic. So instead of adding the plastic one that it came with, I'm just going to add one of these wooden stems from Dollar Tree. I love it. I can't say it enough. I love it. I love the colors. I love that it has that candy corn look, but I love the style. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to start with this piece of scrap wood. It was in my garage. I didn't even measure it, but if I were to guess, maybe about 7 inches long and about 3.5 inches wide, give or take. I sanded it down just a bit and wiped it really well. Now I'm going to take some vinyl from Dollar Tree and we're just going to make some oval shapes. I'm going to pick the best one and then I'm just going to fold it and cut 2 at the same time. That way they both match in size and design. We're going to take some orange vinyl as well and we're going to cut off a triangle. We're going to make a cute little scarecrow. This is going to be such a fun craft. You can even do it with your kiddos. I'm going to make the mouth looking like a scarecrow with my permanent marker and then start placing the nose and then the eyes. And it's so easy, just like stickers. And this is what it's looking like. How cute. All right, so now Dollar Tree carries these grass skirts during the summertime, and I had one left over from this summer season, and we're going to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove it from the packaging, and we are going to cut off 12 inches. Now, because it is tied together in this jute string, I don't want all of them to come apart. So I'm just adding a little dab of hot glue. That way it's going to stick together. I'm going to fold it in half, and then we're going to brush those grass right there just with my fingers. And then we're going to place it on top of the scarecrow. Now we're going to leave it kind of long. We're giving him bangs, or her. The little bangs, and they're going to seem long, but it's going to make sense. I'm going to wrap it through the top to the back, and then we're just going to wrap it around with some jute string and tie it in a very simple knot. We're going to cut off the excess, and then we are going to cut off the excess grass, just like that. We're going to take this beautiful ribbon. We're going to cut off a piece, and this is what we're going to add right there over the jute string. Flip it over, and then we're going to hot glue it in place. And this is when you can get creative. You can use whatever ribbon you want. You can keep it in the neutral tones and whatever you want. It does not matter. All right, so now we're going to flip them right back to the front. Now we're going to start separating, kind of like opening. I want the ends, like the sides, to stay a little long, but we're going to trim the ones in the center so that we can see the eyes and the nose. Same thing in the back. Just kind of keep it however you want. I'm going to add one more of those leaves right there on the left upper corner of the hat. And then we're going to place a sunflower. And it's so simple, so easy. And how fun is this? I can make these forever. Like, this is so much fun. What do you think, though? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take a wired wreath form. And we are going to cut some of this burlap ribbon. We're going to cut 7 inches and we're going to cut 15 of them, and then we're going to dovetail cut the ends. So I'm just folding them and cutting both ends at the same time. Then we are going to start wrapping the entire wreath form on the second wire from the outside in. So we're just going to wrap it around, fold it like little flags, and then we're just going to hot glue it to itself. And again, I am going to speed it up quite a bit because it's very repetitive, but I do want you to see the entire process. Once I was done with that layer, then I'm going to do the same exact thing, but with orange burlap ribbon. Now this one is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut it in 7 inches. Then I'm going to fold them, dovetail cut the ends, and then we're going to fold them on that third line, on that third wire. And we're just going to flip it right over the burlap ribbon, hot gluing it to itself. And again, I'm going to speed it up for you. All right, so we're adding the last one here. And now remember, you can use whatever color combination you want. It's up to you. Now for the final row, we are going to cut the ribbon into 4 inches. And we're going to dovetail cut only one end, just like you see me doing here. Once they are cut, then we are going to flip over the wreath form. And then we're going to hot glue them facing inwards. So you want the design to be facing up, but you want the dovetail cut to face the inside of the wreath form. And do that all the way around. They're going to stack over each other just a little bit. Flip it back to the front and then use something. I used a thin little paintbrush, and we're just going to start flipping them inside out, just so like from the bottom to the top. If you need to cut anywhere where there's a wire, just cut just like you see me doing there and bring them forward. Such an easy and beautiful wreath form. All right, so Dollar Tree carries these type of plates. They're large, they're like chargers, and I have this one. It's a golden tone. I had a leftover from a previous video. I'm just gonna hot glue it right smack down in the middle. A lot of hot glue, but it does stick well because it is plastic and pretty lightweight. Be careful, it does get hot. Once it's attached, I am going to drill a hole directly in the center, and this is because I want to add a flower. This sunflower has a kind of thick stem. I just want to stick it right there with some hot glue. And now I'm just going to add greenery and florals all around the sunflower. We are just about done with this one, and I gotta tell you, it's one of my favorites. It is large, large, large. It is beautiful. I love that metallic tone in the middle of all these design, colors, and textures. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you, my friends, with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.